Good morning or afternoon. This is just a tutorial video on inferences in the Night of Terror story that we read. Um, Basically, an inference is a guess. It's a guess that you make based on evidence or clues in the text that you're reading. The author doesn't overtly state what's going on. Sometimes you have to make a guess, a link between what the author is meaning. Um, how I set this up is clues on one side, your inference on the other side, and inference, your guess. So the first one's done for you. We can tell here that the inference or the guess is that Frannie is worried about the war and about her father. We can tell that because of the clues in the text. It doesn't say she's worried about her dad. It doesn't say she's mad about that people aren't taking the war effort seriously. She's just you can tell through the clues here. Um, why does Frannie hang back? So in the story, there's a skirmish. They're on the picket line. People are upset with the people who are picketing. Bystanders and suffragists begin to clash at the protesters. They're tearing up their signs. They're ripping them out of their hands. Aunt Kate's sash, which is some kind of a thing around her, like a scarf, is ripped and she stumbles to the ground. Why does Frannie just go into the background? So the guess is, why would Frannie go into the background? Possibly she doesn't want to get hurt. Um, Frannie is overwhelmed by this. She's coming from some place, I can't remember if it was South Dakota or some farm, some ranch. She has no idea about all these protests. She's just been involved in the war effort. She comes here and there's a women's suffragist movement going on and she doesn't understand it. So she hangs back because she's like, what's going on? She doesn't understand and she doesn't want to get hurt. Now, it says here later in the scene, Aunt Kate is arrested and Frannie, your mother was just arrested, Roy. Oh, she gets arrested all the time. What? She'll be sent home later with the others. They're basically, it's no big deal. So how does their mother's arrest affect Roy and Maud? Clearly they're not taking it too hard. Mom's in jail again, big deal. So the inference is they're not worried. This happens all the time. Okay, she'll get released in a couple nights or tonight. The next one, we're looking for the guess. Why do we guess that Frannie can't sleep? Well, Aunt Kate returns home from jail late at night. She finds Frannie wrapped in a blanket near a crackling fire. Frannie shakes her head after Aunt Kate asks her if she can sleep or not. Couple things. You could guess maybe she's too cold to sleep because she's sitting in front of a warm fire. You could say she's got things on her mind, like her dad fighting in the war. Maybe she's worried about Aunt Kate and the fact that she was in jail. So these are guesses you can make from the text. Over here, the guess that we're looking for is, what message is Hazel sending the judge in this moment? And Hazel says, Judge, there are 30 of us in this courtroom today. Tomorrow there will be 60. Okay. Well, the guess is what Hazel is saying is it doesn't matter if you arrest us and put 30 of us in jail, because tomorrow there's going to be 60 of us. Guess is we're going to, or what the author's saying there is that Hazel, one of the women's suffragists, is saying we're just going to double our efforts. We're going to double the number of people who come to this rally then, this protest. And then on this one, I flipped the inference. The inference is given. So the guess is that Frannie eventually makes up her mind and she starts to support the women's suffrage movement. You just need to find text in the story that supports that. What's one line in the story that would support that? And I remember there's a line in there that says that Frannie is starting to make some banners or some posters to hang up. That is a clue that tells you that she's now involved in the protest, in the women's suffrage movement. There's also another thing where another line where she declares that that's not fair, what's happening. So now she's finally on board and understands that women should have the right to vote. She wasn't even thinking about that before, but now there are clues in the text, later on in the text, that explains how she is now participating. Hey, I hope this helps you understand these inference page a little bit better. I will send you this individual link and you can redo your assignment. Thank you.